Welcome to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Happy Monday. We are back from Vegas. We did make it back. Barely, but I'm here. I want to welcome to the show Matthew Marsden, Blaze TV contributor and actor and producer extraordinaire, along with Jaco Booyens, Blaze TV contributor and, of course, founder of Jaco Booyens Ministries, which you guys all need to go check out. Helpjbm.org. They're doing amazing things over there. I would like to let everyone know we've got a new number for our deportation tracker. Day 20, we are at 11,310. Now, I would just like to say, yes. I would like to say I do believe that the number is always a little bit higher than what this is because it takes a second for the numbers to catch up with where we're at. But every time we get a credible number, we just want to keep, we've got millions to go. So we just want to keep on ticking upwards there. And those of you who do support this mission of mass deportations need to go to saramerch.com. We've got new merch over there. Those of you who are listening on audio, it's just a shirt, a hat, a mug, or a hoodie of your choice that says support your local ICE raids. Please, saramerch.com. Go get yours today. I'm not tired of the winning, is all I'm saying. So I feel like you're holding something back.
Yeah, I just have had conversations today. Your number's going to go up.
Great. I love that.
I can say that.
Great.
Because yes, by the time you get the number, it has already happened. So your number's going to go up.
I can't wait. Every time we have to add a new number, it's just, I get joyous, really, I think. But did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't?
I was in it. I was in and out of watching the Super Bowl.
You didn't miss much.
I know. I watched the Super Bowl, but not the way maybe you watch it glued to the TV. And then,
I was not.
Of course, I knew the halftime show would be a complete cluster and a disaster. But what a complete blowout! I mean, I can get real technical because it's what I did before.
Sure.
I played football.
Sure.
But when you have an O-line that averages 6'5", 335, largest O-line in history, and incredible performance by the Eagles. But I saw something this weekend. You saw a Kansas City Chiefs team that has lost hunger. They've won too many times, and they just didn't. I watched Mahomes. I like watching quarterbacks in the sideline. That's what I love doing. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady on the sideline, love him or hate him, doesn't matter. But Tom Brady on the sideline was either in someone's face, shaking him, or he was in his Surface Pro iPad working plays. Mahomes, every single time he got on the sideline, was chewing on his mouth, staring out into the abyss.
You're right. I didn't think about it while I was watching it, but you're absolutely right. That is exactly what he did.
His O-line had him slaughtered. Yeah. What was it, 5 or 6 sacks or whatever? If it was Brady, he would have been in their face saying, you're going to lose your job tomorrow, you're dead, you're killed, you wake up. There was no fire.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you rarely saw Brady sit down. He was normally standing up, even when he went off.
In someone's face.
Yeah, he would have the odd moment, but, But mainly, I remember when I was watching the Super Bowl with him in it, the many times he was there, he's standing up, he's pacing, he's asking questions, he's always on the go. And it was very interesting to see Mahomes there with his shield out, sticking out like that. But I couldn't believe what I was seeing, that they just never looked like scoring. And I was like, well, at least it's not embarrassing, because it was looking like a blowout at one point.
Yeah, because the final score did not reflect what you watched, right? Yeah. Exactly. When they put in their backups at the end, it's exactly. I guess they did Kansas City a favor by doing that, because at the end it looked a little bit more respectable than what we watched for all those hours. So, so I didn't realize this when it happened. I couldn't believe that they said President Trump obviously was there. Now, I want to tell the audience, we have to be really careful what you show from the Super Bowl, because they're very, very strict on copyright stuff. So I wish that there were some things that I could show you, but I can't, because the legal department said we can't be sued. Okay. But President Trump was the first sitting U.S. president at a Super Bowl.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
That's mind-blowing.
That's crazy.
In all the years, all the presidents.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
I will say this, you can't show it, but let me tell those of you who didn't see it, and I'm sure you did because everybody watches the Super Bowl, but the fact that that man stands at salute.
Well, that is the one part I think that we can show for some reason.
I mean.
I know.
Did you see the picture from behind?
Yes.
The photograph from behind? I mean, it's just.
Yes.
America.
I know. We are so back. So let's go ahead and play during the national anthem, the shot of him and just the audience responding to that. Watch. There it is. Raucous applause there for the president, and it's kind of back in style now to be patriotic. Who knew that we'd be back, but here we are.
Yeah, you know what's weird about that? If you go on, firstly, there was a bunch of people on social media that were like, I can't wait to boo him. I'm going to boo him. I'm like, you guys are thieves of joy. Like, can't you just let it go? Your TDS, just let it go just for a little bit and enjoy this moment. And then after he got a raucous applause, right, from everybody, they were like, did you see how he got booed? And I'm just like,
what?
Is that all you've got right now? You just openly lying. Even though millions of people saw him, everyone cheer him, now you're just like, yeah, he got booed. And then they kind of like do that thing where let's get an angle, right, where you don't see the crowd, you see him walking, and let's like map on the boos that were clearly for somebody else who was there actually, who got booed. I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to get hate.
Yeah.
You mean...
You don't want to get hate, not from this show. Not from this show.
You mean Tata?
Tay-Tay.
Tata.
T-Swift she was not happy about the booze. Again, we can't, you guys saw it. It was all over social media, but we can't play it. But you guys saw, they put her on the Jumbotron and everyone started booing and she turns to her friend, whatever that girl's name. What's that girl's name? I don't know. It's Ice Spice. I wish that I didn't know that now.
That's not one of the original Spice Girls.
No, it's not.
That is ridiculous.
No, not to be confused with Ginger Spice. I know because of the hair.
There's only one.
No, there's like 5.
No, there's only one Ginger Spice.
Yes. So she was sitting there with her, and everyone started booing, and she like turns to her friends, and it's very awkward, and she's like, "What is going on? Oh, what's going on is that the football world is done with you, honey. We don't want you there anymore." And so that was nice to see. By the way, she was only shown that one time compared to the last time she was shown 12 times.
Well, the football world was never behind it. It was all the little teeny boppers who started watching football because they liked Travis Kelce's hairdo and his horrible outfits before the game, and because Taylor Swift was there and she was on her tour, right? But we
were on a plane back yesterday with a girl who was wearing a Chiefs shirt that said "Go Taylor's boyfriend," and I was like, "That is so gross to me."
It's kind of. I think that's kind of funny though. Imagine
it's sad. No, it's sad.
But imagine being called Taylor's boyfriend.
Yeah. No, well, that is funny. No, that is funny.
Kelsey
for him.
deserves it. He's Mr. Big Pharma. He's Mr. Pfizer. But
I'm just saying, like, no. I don't need your like bandwagon. You know, the girl at the Super Bowl party who's like, "Oh, what is that? What's that mean? Wait, what is it? Why'd they throw the flag? Wait, no, don't pretend to be interested in football if you're not."
It's like, make the basket. We score touchdowns over here. We're not making baskets.
Right. I love sportsing. That's fun. Yeah. So I just don't try.
But look, I will say this: the Eagles. That was an absolute domination. It was a whipping. I mean, that defense, and they let up in the fourth quarter. It was domination, complete, absolute domination.
Of course, led by Jalen Hurts. Steven, do you have anything to contribute to that?
Alabama's.
I was waiting for you to say Roll Tide, but that's fine. Yeah.
Well, Tide was rolling last night, buddy. They may have been wearing green, but crimson is in his heart. And that boy is a crimson boy. No, it was actually shocking, to be honest, because the Chiefs are a good team. They're not, of course. I mean, back-to-back Super Bowl winners, amazing team. Something was very, very off there last night, and I really think it started with leadership. I think Mahomes looked checked out, completely checked out.
Yeah.
There was no fight in him.
He did. Well, with President Trump being there, people cheering him, just seeing people who aren't afraid to say they love this country these days now. And watching the ads, the commercials that were played, you really get the sense. I mean, we joke when we say we are so back, but like, we are so back. Like, we've got, they had a Customs and Border Protection ad that was really awesome. They had several different ads. I think there was an ICE one, specific, maybe I'm misremembering, but there were several different federal agencies who ran these ads, the Army, I think, being one of them, that you're just like, I want to go out right now and sign up, you know? So I want to play one in particular. Let's do the Secret Service one. This was a recruitment advertisement, and it was directed by Michael Bay, of all people. So let's watch that.
America was founded on an idea of freedom. America's always stepped forward in time of need throughout our short but powerful history.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Tear down this wall.
We've been there for all of it.
The second plane hit the tower.
Our heroes are humble. They have an inner pride to keep this idea alive. Protectors are born, they're not made. Secret Service protecting this Super Bowl is asking a few more to step forward.
That's awesome.
They're born, they're not made. And look, I mean, isn't that what America resembles? Isn't it the hope for the world to say, look, there's a place where you can, as a young boy, have a dream and a vision and step up. We see recruitment levels skyrocketing in January. We see it up. I mean, it is, we say we're back, but look how easy it was to get back. Because truth always wins. Light defeats darkness. And it's just a little bit of, exactly.
It's crazy.
It's not like there was some monumental cataclysmic shift. You know what happened to this country? Which should be concerning. Someone, President Trump, gave Americans the right, reminded them of the right to be right, to do the right thing again. It wasn't like he went home to home and door to door. He just said, hey, how about we throw down on doing what's right? And the people are like, yes.
And don't be afraid.
So then why did we bend to tyranny?
Yeah.
When someone said you're not allowed to, why didn't we say, you get behind me, Satan, go jump in a lake? Right. We should learn from that.
Yeah.
Because look how quick we turned it.
Right.
Look at all the players in Super Bowl week, the lead up. Look how many of them spoke of their faith.
Yeah. That's been incredible to watch in the last
Look at
months.
that.
Yeah.
Because someone just told them it's okay.
Yep.
Well, it was okay back then.
Right.
Because our rights come from God.
Yeah.
You know?
That's been a phenomenon that's happening all across the board.
Because someone just said now it's okay.
Yeah.
It's always been okay. We should remember and never, 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 never go back.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think part of the problem that we had for the longest time was people were looking around going, why is that at the front of Target? Like, why is that person swimming with them? Like what? Like nobody was down with it, really. I say nobody. The vast majority was not down with it. So the truth of the matter is America didn't really stray. What happened was there was a very small amount of people that were very, very well funded, aligned with the media, with the mainstream media, that tried to convince us that this is the America we're in right now. This is the America. We've moved past patriotism. That's so archaic. Now we're progressive. Now we're like Europe light, right? And everyone's looking around going, that's not my lived experience every day. I don't understand this world. And people are confused because here's the problem. This is if you control the narrative, this is what you get.
Right.
And you had Hollywood. We're seeing USAID like funding all these journalists and all these organizations coming through, and now we realize that it was all schadenfreude. It was all a lie, and it's just being ripped down. And Americans are coming. They're literally, you can feel the country going again. Like, this is who we are, and the world is looking in wonder. They really are looking in wonder, and they're going, please, come on, keep
following
suit.
Too.
Yeah,
following
we can do it too. Yep, exactly right.
But I will say this. This little Latina, and she's not very big, she's tiny, okay? She's really tiny.
She's tiny. She's a tiny Latina.
But I will say this, from the get-go, it was just the two of us at one point. I mean, there wasn't even a crew in this place. It was cold, and we sat there. Never, not one day bought into the lie. Lay down the truth from the get-go, through COVID, through this vaccine's gonna, it's gonna kill people, man. Americans can do this. They need to have a little more moxie.
Yeah.
When it looks like it's not right, say it. Don't just go, well, I'm waiting for someone else to say something, and then 4 years go by.
Right.
And the children are being raped.
Right.
When it's not right, stand on the rooftop and say it boldly. Because there were people in the media, not mainstream, alternative media, that were saying, hey,
go get your vaccine. Mask up if you go to the grocery store. Never can be too careful. By the way, my relative's a doctor, so I would know. I haven't forgotten.
No,
I have not forgotten.
You shouldn't forget.
To that point, kind of a little different, but I was the one in a red sequin jacket that said "Make America Great Again" on the back of it, walking through Las Vegas, like not a care in the world. And I posted a video, I had someone respond to me. It was like, I don't understand why you've, bought into just a person, this person. And I'm like, oh, no. This is not about a person. No. This is not about Donald Trump at all. This is literally about making America great again. I don't think that he realized the perfection in that slogan when he chose it. But he could not have chosen a better slogan. This is about putting America first. This is about righting all of the wrongs. This is about course correcting for my children. So no, it is not about the man at all. A man who, by the way, I do find to be hilarious, but it is so much more than him. Yeah. It's everything that you guys are talking about. It's like that is why I wear the damn jacket. That is why I'm obnoxious about wearing all of my MAGA gear all the time, because that's what it's about. It's not about the guy himself. But so to your point here, before we have to go to break, Trump, of course, did his pre-recorded pre-game interview with Brett Baer. And he was asked about this, we're talking about athletes feeling okay to talk about God again, feeling okay to pray again, giving the glory to God whenever they win. And on top of that, you also have athletes who are all of a sudden not afraid to say they don't buy into the Democrats' lies. You've got them doing the Trump dance on the field. And so I have a couple more clips to play later on in the show from this particular interview, but let's play the moment where Brett Baer asked Donald Trump about, you're a cultural phenomenon right now. What is that? What is that about? What's that like? Watch.
Listen, you are the most recognized person in the world, likely the most imitated person in the world. Every comedian has a Donald Trump imitation, everyone. But now you have UFC fighters winning fights, NFL players doing the Trump dance. Yeah. Did you ever think that was going to be a thing?
No, I didn't. I mean, we do these rallies. They've always been great, but they got really great. And it's just, I don't know what it is. I try and walk off sometimes without dancing, and I can't. I have to dance because it's just got something special about it.
How can you not love that?
It's so pure.
It is.
I think that's
it's
part
so
of
relatable.
what the left can't stand.
Yes.
Because their whole life is a shtick.
Yes.
Everything is scripted. Everything is, and here's this guy, and he's off the handle, completely unscripted, but authentic, and it is sticking with the people, and they can't stand it.
Yeah.
They cannot stand the fact that it's not a facade. It's like, no, I didn't make a dance so the NFL would dance. It's kind of cool that they're doing it, but I'm just doing it.
I just can't help it. coming back from Vegas, where we were in a couple different nightclubs with music, I was like, relatable, same. I also cannot help it when the mood strikes and you hear the music. I try not to, but I have to do it.
Well, the other thing is that athletics, it's the ultimate meritocracy.
Yeah.
Because
it's gladiator games.
Yeah.
There's not one of those guys that was on that field yesterday that hadn't earned it. Not one.
Yeah.
Right. And they've gone all the way up through their college. And there's a bunch of kids, by the way, as well. And I know that we get bent out of shape about the Leah Thomases of the world, but these young athletes have lived this.
Yeah.
Like they've lived this, and they look at their female counterparts and it disgusts them what they've had to go through.
Yeah.
Like you cannot be a guy that is on a football team who is a masculine, gladiator, like you said, that doesn't look and isn't completely disgusted by one of their own going and beating girls. They're disgusted by it. So of course they're going to embrace it, because you know what? There's no DEI in that. Nobody sits there and goes, Mahomes, he got that because he's a black guy.
Yeah. Or the owner of the Eagles being like, well, we don't have enough Asians on our team. Let's make sure to bring more
Indians in, right? Because they're like, you are the best. You're the finest athletes on the planet. You earned that ring.
Yeah.
That is it. And I love it. It's an amazing thing, because a lot of other things can be like arts, like with acting, whatever.
It's subjective.
It's subjective.
Yeah.
Sport is not.
But when
you either score the points or you don't.
Exactly. When you can throw that ball like that, everybody on the planet says, I cannot do that.
Yep. Yeah.
And all the average Joes want to, and then they try one time. But look, we always say this, the lights don't lie in sport, right? Once you're under the lights and it's live, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
It plays out.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Thank you, Donald, for your contribution to the show. All right, we got to take a quick break. I want to thank our sponsor this segment, Jace Medical. I never know what he's going to say. Is there several different things that he says?
Changes?
Yeah, I never know what he's going to say.
Look, I'm really rich.
You never know. So Jace Medical. So we hear a lot about, they talk a lot about the supply chain, and it really is unpredictable, and it can be very fragile at times, as we found out during the COVID era, because, when your package is delayed for weeks, it's really annoying. But if your package contains essential medications and that's delayed, that's what I would call an emergency. So if you guys are not prepared, I know you got emergency food and you're like, I'm ready in case of an emergency. You're not ready, actually, unless you have the Jace case. They have emergency medical kits. They're customized to meet your specific needs. So first, just off the baseline, they've got 5 different essential life-saving antibiotics. On top of that, you can customize it to fit your family's needs. So get an EpiPen if you guys have a deadly allergy. Get ivermectin, in case you can find anything you might need ivermectin for. And right now, if you go over there, you could win anything from the travel case Jace Go to a fully custom Jace case. So enter now, okay? Enter the giveaway over at jace.com. Also, go purchase a case. You'll thank me later. Enter code Sarah at checkout for a discount on your order. That's promo code Sarah at jase.com. So one of the very odd things that is happening right now is with Trump selecting Elon to start rooting out all of this inefficiency in our taxes and the money that we're paying to the government. The Democrats are really, really showing their hand here. And they're very, very angry about uncovering waste and fraud and corruption. And they're not afraid to say that publicly, which I think is like so bonkers crazy to me, that they think that it is what the public wants. For them to say, I want to stop you from saving taxpayer money. It is the most bizarre thing, but they're all in. And you know what? God bless them for it. I hope they continue to do that more. And so I want to play President Trump being asked about all of these obstructions of trying to root out inefficiencies, and the lawsuit that I want to get into here in a sec. Watch.
19 states' attorneys general filed a lawsuit, and early Saturday, a judge agreed with them to restrict Elon Musk and his government efficiency team, DOGE, from accessing Treasury Department payment and data systems. They said there was a risk of irreparable harm. What do you make of that? And does that slow you down on what you want to do?
No, I disagree with it 100%. I think it's crazy. And we have to solve the efficiency problem. We have to solve the fraud, waste, abuse, all the things that have gone in the government. You take a look at the USAID, the kind of fraud in there, that where the money's going. Well, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of money that's going to places where it shouldn't be going, where if I read a list, you'd say this is ridiculous, and you've read the same lists, and there are many that you haven't even seen. It's crazy. It's a big scam. Now, there's some good money, and we can do that through any one of a number. I think I'd rather give it to Marco Rubio over at the State Department. Let him take care of the few good ones. So I don't know if it's kickbacks or what's going on, but the people, look, I ran on this, and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific.
Bottom line, you say you trust him.
Trust Elon? Oh, he's not gaining anything. In fact, I wonder how he can devote the time to it. He's so into it. But I told him do that. Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse.
Yep. And now you see why the Democrats are filing lawsuits left and right. So the one that he was mentioning was filed by Letitia James, New York Attorney General, and 18 other Democrat state attorneys general. And they say Trump unlawfully granted DOGE access to the Treasury Department's central payment system, and that wasn't allowed. Now, they had this little activist who was in charge of responding to the suit, U.S. District Judge Paul Engelmeyer from New York, and he ended up issuing a temporary restraining order to block DOGE from accessing federal Treasury systems and to destroy all of the information that they copied or downloaded or anything like that. I mean, imagine a judge saying that, like, the commander-in-chief, the highest executive of this country, does not have the ability to assign people tasks to root out fraud and corruption is just unbelievable to me. But I want to play President Trump on, I believe he was on Air Force One on the way to the Super Bowl, and he was asked by a Huffington Post reporter about J.D. Vance's response to these rulings, which of course J.D. Vance is like, this judge is not going by the Constitution. He's going by him being a leftist activist, and like, we can't let judges act that way. And so here is Donald Trump's response to this. Watch.
The Vice President suggested that if the Supreme Court rules in a way that you don't like, they can just enforce it by themselves. Do you agree with that?
I don't know even what you're talking about. Neither do you. Who are you with? Who? Oh, no wonder. I thought they died. Are they still around? I haven't read them in years. I thought they died.
This guy.
I thought they died.
Time to leave.
You don't know what you're talking about. Ask me a question. What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. Neither do you. Neither do you. Where are you from? Oh, yeah, figures.
Listen, isn't that the judge's action, that's almost an admission of guilt. Mm-hmm. The action speaks to an admission of guilt and going, oh, crap, sue them because they're going to find stuff. Yeah, find all of it. Go department to department. And when they get to the military.
Yeah, that's.
When DOGE gets to the military, the industrial military complex, and you start looking into those contracts, it's going to get fun. It's going to get real fun.
Here's the other thing. I'm still puzzled that people don't understand the way that Donald Trump talks. Let me tell you this. If he says, I'm not going to do it, but I know you're looking at me expecting I'm not going to do it. But if he says, you have to, I don't know if it's kickbacks. He's saying he knows that it's kickbacks.
Correct.
He knows.
Right.
Correct. It is.
He just throws that out.
He's signaling.
He's letting them know that he knows.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
He does that so subtly. He goes, I don't know if it's kickbacks or if it's this. He's like,
yeah.
Putting you on notice. He's going to shine a light on all the cockroaches. So scatter while you can, I guess. And so talking about the Democrats grandstanding on this, as if even half the country is with them, which is, again, crazy to me that they think that even half the country would be with them on the issue of rooting out corruption with the money that we're paying you to do nothing, not a thing. I have to write you a check for doing nothing. And by the way, when I overpay, I don't get interest on that money that I'm getting back. But if I don't pay enough, you charge me more. That's a bad deal, okay? So the idea that Americans would be like, yeah, we want to pay more in taxes, don't root out the fraud, is insane to me. And you have Democrats like Maxine Waters, who is like, I'm going to storm up to these buildings and get in the face of the security guard who's just literally doing his job, preventing people. He was given an assignment. Don't let these people in the building. He's just doing his job. And she's like over there wagging her finger in his face. What's your name? What's your name? It's just insane to me. Watch.
Look them in the eye. Come on, hold your face up. Look at him. Let him see you. This is him. Look at it. What's your name? Tell us your name. Give me that ID again.
Balls is my name.
So what?
I showed you the ID.
I showed you the ID.
You do what?
I showed you the ID.
Could you let me see the ID again? Huh? No?
No.
Will someone else ask him for the ID? Will you ask him for it? He won't let me see it again. You didn't see it.
What's that?
I want to see it. I want to see it. Show me. Squawk, squawk, squawk. He's like, no. I already showed one of you. I'm not going to get out my ID again. No. It's just.
So here's a thought. Here's a thought. I have a proposal. Every Democrat can pay their taxes. You go pay your taxes, and we won't pay our taxes, right? You can keep giving your money to these corrupt entities, right? And we won't. I think it's a simple resolution. It's the same thing for the people that go on, well, they need to pay their fair share. Well, you can always pay more, Mr. Millionaire Actor. Right, you can always pay more.
It doesn't quite work that way. You remember, you're from that place. It's Leo DiCaprio talking climate change, and don't pollute the air. And when the fire starts, he's on his private jet. See ya, let it burn. Yeah, I mean, there's no substance. I mean, what is it that delusional human being thinks that she's going to accomplish in that moment? They are at such a loss.
It's right? So funny.
And it's fun. It's fun.
It really is.
It's fun. It's manifesting. It's like a whole bunch of demons manifesting.
Well, they're on the back foot, right?
Yep.
Like they're massively like, and we said this before. Donald Trump, when he was president before, he was alone doing this. He was one guy. Yeah. They would come at him and he'd counterpunch and they'd be like, oh. And then the Republicans, though, would just crumble like the pathetic, spineless people they are. Now he's got a dude that does not mess around. Well, he's got that in so many different levels. He's
and also the country, and also the
and
nation.
The country's like, we're done. We don't care. Yeah. That's it. Go after him.
Yeah.
And think about this. Have you heard anything about any Republicans at all? Like anything they're just like, I'm just going to be quiet and let you carry on. You can, because normally now there'd be some kind of scandal, there'd be some kind of attack.
Sure.
The Democrats would be on the offensive. They are completely on the defensive, which is where they should have been 8 years ago.
I said something sitting in that chair, and sorry, cut me off here if we need to go, but I just got to say this because I took a lot of heat on the show, which I love, by the way. I love a good fight. I mean, come on. Sometimes, Africa, we need to fight. I love a fight, right? I sat in that chair, and people were all over Vivek, and Vivek's amazing, and Vivek. And you remember...
I was the same way.
You and I was the guy saying, I don't trust this guy. He's got a motive. Right. He's not with us. And he was removed from DOGE.
Yeah.
He was escorted away from DOGE, okay? Because he had a motive all along. Yes, he's very intelligent, and yes, he's bright. But it's so refreshing to see this Donald Trump... Mm-hmm. Not hesitating getting rid of people that truly are not
who don't serve the agenda
on the agenda.
Yeah. If you don't serve the agenda, you must go. And it's not personal.
No, it's not personal. Go become the governor of Ohio if you want to. But I saw it early.
Yeah.
I saw early, and he's talking about Elon. Dude's having a blast.
Yeah.
He's having a blast. I mean, it's a fun job.
It is. Gosh. Imagine how great you must feel at the end of every day. You're like, I saved the United States taxpayers however X billions of dollars to just today. More to come tomorrow.
By the way, the largest single taxpayer in America's history is Elon Musk.
Yeah, right.
Now saving other American taxes.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of sweet.
It's beautiful.
It's kind of sweet.
And he's an immigrant.
Yes.
South African.
Yes, of course. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back with more. First, we want to thank our sponsor this segment, Birch Gold. So Birch Gold is there for those of you who realize that there is a lot more work to do. We're talking about all of the money that, Elon Musk is trying to save us. But let's face it, Joe Biden kind of ruined our economy, and you don't bounce back from that immediately. So for those of you who, gold is historically the best hedge against inflation and just the best thing to kind of diversify into because it's always stable. And Birch Gold can help you do that. They've helped my family out. I've done business with them. They make it very, very easy. And so if you have an existing IRA or 401k that is just sitting around collecting dust or potentially devaluing by the day, talk to them about transitioning it into an IRA in gold. It's not going to cost you anything out of pocket. So here's what you need to do. This is a no obligation free information kit on gold. There's no reason not to do what I'm going to tell you to do right now. Text the word Sarah to 989898. They're going to send you that free information kit on gold and a copy of the Ultimate Guide for Gold in the Trump Era with the foreword written by Donald Trump Jr. There's no obligation. Go text my name, Sarah, S-A-R-A, to 989898. So on that note, Elon Musk just this morning exposed more spending by FEMA, which violated President Trump's executive order, by the way. And the DOGE team just discovered that FEMA sent $59 million last week to luxury hotels in New York City to house more illegal immigrants. More illegal immigrants. Remember what's happening in North Carolina. They can barely get any help. Well, they're getting help now that Donald Trump is in office, but they waited months to get any help other than here's $770 from your federal government. But other than that, we're out of funds. We're out of money. FEMA's out of money, except when they're not, and they can send it to house illegal immigrants. Might I just remind you guys, SarahMerch.com. Support your local ICE raids, all right? It's not just about your safety. I mean, it is about your safety. It's also about the fact that this is your money that is going to abandon American citizens and yet house illegal aliens.
Roosevelt Hotel, New York City. You remember that clip I did that went viral? I was in there and the feds moved me out of the lobby. I was like, no, come on, guys. We've got homeless here, American former Marines, former soldiers sleeping on the street. Former soldiers that served this nation, Desert Storm. You got the Roosevelt Hotel, prestigious elite hotel, and 10 city blocks around it. You couldn't, as an American, I couldn't go into a diner and buy a sandwich because it was annexed for migrants. And then I go, they're not paying. No, it's prepaid. Government's paying. Prepaid.
Yeah, I'll tell you this.
That's crazy.
The Democrats won't ever even get a shot of winning North Carolina for the next 200 years. And don't be surprised
they lose
if it
California.
flips in California, because what's going on right now, as we predicted, as we knew, new scum, that's what I call him, new scum, he's saying, there's these environmental, we said it, didn't we? We said it. They're going to wait. I think that we are seeing a political shift. It's probably going to be the greatest political shift in this country's history, I think, because everyone, we've said it over and over, right? You've got to feel it, like it's got to be personal to you. It has to be personal. Everybody who works pays taxes, right? And you're looking and you're seeing this. It's almost too much. It's almost too much. What I'd like to see, and I don't think they've got it, is a debt ticker. How much money they've spent. And then what I want to see him do is claim it all back from all these people and find out where it goes. Why do you think, and this is just my off the top of my head right now, why would you send $50 million a month to a hotel or hotels in New York? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Because it serves the narrative, number one. It serves the purpose, and it serves the political class that they bow to. But what about $40 million a week still at the moment that Elon found out going to the Taliban? $40 million a week going to a terrorist organization. That's treasonous. Mm-hmm. Is that not by definition the former president of the United States funding $40 million a week in cash to a terrorist organization? Forget about the pardon. I don't care. Revoke the pardons. Put them all in front of a...
Do you know what? I agree with that. I don't see why they should get away with this. I really don't. I think there's got to be some mechanism where we can say, do you know what? No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to rape the American people like this so badly and actually destroy the country, because that's what they were doing. And by the way, what do you think that money goes towards, and how long has that been going on? I mean, we make these...
Goes to terror, to fight America.
To kill Americans.
And those are just the ones that we know about.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's only what's been found.
Right. Which, and I will say, remember, he didn't pardon himself. No, curiously, that was he didn't he pardoned his whole family.
Presidential immunity, but still,
I don't think you get presidential immunity for funneling that much money to terrorist organizations who want to kill your citizens.
It's per week. 10 weeks is $500 million. It's $400 million. You're talking about maybe in his presidency, probably $2 billion to the Taliban, $2 billion to an organization, and that's just. It's a fraction. Wait until these military contracts are getting investigated. When you learn that we funded both sides of the war in the Russia-Ukraine war, that we funded both sides of the war, we meaning the Biden administration, squandering taxpayers' money, both sides of the war in the Gaza Strip, when you find out how they've played with their buddies, enriched their buddies, and then go investigate every cent, every penny, every contract for PPE, for masks and gowns that were stacked to the hilt and burned, that people got contracts and who got the contracts, and vaccines. Is there retribution for it? I don't know, but at least let's expose it.
I want to see someone going to jail for this. I mean, we cannot have a just society without someone not being punished for it. Like they have to be punished for what they've done. There are businesses that have gone under. There are people. I mean, the amount of people that you see, and we know this especially because being involved in the, I don't say anti-vax movement because they use that as a slur and it's not. But you have people.
I stopped caring about that a long time ago.
But people that weren't allowed to hold their loved one's hand as they died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's unconscionable. I mean, people need to go to jail.
Yeah.
Matthew, the protocol, the actual protocol, remdesivir as a protocol was in COVID. Getting on a ventilator was a protocol, a drug that shuts the kidneys down for an inflammatory disease. Mm-hmm. Literally saying, give them a drug so the body cannot get rid of inflammation. Go look at the study. 8 days. 8 days was the number. Ventilated remdesivir protocol, 8 days dead.
Yep.
Who stands accountable for that?
It was, and it was all by design the whole time because they wanted to push a jab that, we all know what that does to you as well. It's almost like they're trying to kill us. It's almost like that depopulation thing is a real thing that's going on. All right, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. The wins just keep happening. Are you tired of the winning? Are you tired of the winning? I'm not tired of the winning. Donald Trump said I'd be tired of the winning. I'm not tired of the winning. The latest over in the military, Donald Trump posted on Truth Social that, just with all the DEI stuff that's going on. He said, I have ordered the immediate dismissal of the Board of Visitors for the Army, Air Force, Navy, and Coast Guard. We will have the strongest military in history, and that begins by appointing new individuals to these boards. We must make the military academies great again. And to his point, he's not wrong, because under Joe Biden, who the hell wanted to join the military? They had recruiting numbers down by like 41,000 people. The Army had to lower their recruiting expectations because they couldn't get anyone to even want to be interested. Well, they did. But trust me when I tell you, it's not the type of people that you want actually fighting in times of need when it really matters. They're not the people that you want actually protecting and defending the country. And yet, as we talked about at the beginning of the show, just like that, it's that quick, day 20, and we are already seeing so much growth. In January 2025, the Army hit its best recruiting number in 15 years, according to Pete Hegseth. And he said, America's youth want to serve under the bold and strong America First leadership of Donald Trump. And on top of that, President Trump has reinstated over 8,000 service members who were discharged for not complying with the vaccine mandates, as Jaco, you mentioned at the end of last segment, all of the ridiculous tyranny that happened under Joe Biden's presidency. And President Trump, just like that, is righting the ship. It's really great to see.
Yeah, and Pete Hegseth, what an appointment. We've got to get through the Department of Ed. Linda McMahon's hearing is Thursday.
We need cash. Like
13th
now.
We need Patel right away.
There are leaks in the FBI right now. They leaked that there's supposed to be some large scale ICE.
They're leaking the rates with Tom Homan and there's still there's a lot of things to uproot still. 100%. Yes. We need RFK in there. There's work to be done still.
But look at all the work that has already been done.
It's amazing. 20 days.
Just like all you need is a strong, bold president, and young men will want to follow. It's really that simple.
Isn't it amazing, though? Look at that we still have a nation of people who want to serve this country.
Now.
Yes, but they've wanted to. They just we're not willing to do it. But praise God, we still have people who want to serve. I mean, it's amazing. America is it is exceptional from that regard. It is such an amazing place. And amazing people that if you lead them well, it will be the most prosperous, most philanthropic, most giving, most kind place on earth. And it's what it was set apart to be by our founding fathers.
Yeah, I loved, there was a great post on X where there was a former pilot that said, hey, Secretary Hegseth, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, I left because of the COVID vaccine and I would love to get
thinking about coming back. Yeah.
And he was like, done.
You're in.
And I'm like,
we'd love to have you.
What a time to be alive. Isn't that amazing? Imagine that, like the anguish that guy must have gone through, that he put that uniform on and it meant so much to him and then it was taken away and he just felt so bad. And now he can go back. Behold, I make all things new.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know. It's so interesting to see the intricacies of all of these people working together. Like Pete Hegseth is offering his job back on Elon Musk's app that he bought so that we can have freedom of speech. It's just like, if you don't believe that this is all a God thing, I don't know what to tell you because the signs are right in front of you. All right, guys, thank you so much.